Question number 5, chapter 14. So we want to answer to the parts A through D again. And the first question is to figure out the multiple regression equation. And for this purpose, we want to download the table. So here we have the raw data. So we're going to download it to Excel. Okay, let's open it. All right, so once you download it, make sure you enable editing. And for now, we're gonna start by running the data analysis, and right here the icon data analysis. But before starting, we wanna identify what is the y variable before anything else, right? So we can see here that the manager wanna assess the impact of the factor. So the factor of full-time job growth, that will be our y's, right? And toward the end, we have here the definition of x1. So the x1 is going to be the total worldwide revenue in millions, and x2 here represent the full-time voluntary turnover in percentage. All right, okay, so let's go back to Excel. This one is going to be the y value. The total worldwide revenue is going to be the x1, and the last one is going to be voluntarily turnover, which is x2. Okay, so they are in order. Let's go to our data tab. We're going to go to data analysis. We're going to have the menu, and then we're going to go to regression. Okay, all right, so here first of all we're going to select the y range. So keep the title included and make sure you have all the cells showing. So do not include the y value, that's for reference. And here the x range. So the x range, we have x1 and x2, so we have to select them both. Okay, and finally make sure that the label is checked, and then we're gonna see the output in the same Excel worksheet, and we can select the location to start. That should be fine, and that's all. Say okay, we get our inputs. Okay, so what we want to pay attention to this part here to get the equation, and let me highlight it. Okay, so let's go back to the exercise, and we can put it in order here. The intercept is going to be a negative 764. So I want to know how I'm going to round this. So round the constant x2 coefficient of nearest integer as needed. Round x1 coefficient to 4 decimal places, and we don't really know about the x0, the y-intercept. So I'm gonna round it to nearest number as well. So 65. This one is gonna be 4 decimal places, so you're gonna be 0.02769. So you're gonna be 7. And this one is gonna be to nearest number, so number 162.8, so 163. All right, so again, I'm selecting these numbers here in order: the x-intercept, x1, and x2. Check it. Good. Now we want to make interpretation of b1 and b2, and the best choice here is D for given turnover. That means the turnover is fixed. We increase 1 million in revenue. That means x1. The job added is estimated to increase with the value of b1. That's correct. For a given revenue, right now the x1 is fixed. For each increase in 1%, that's the unit of x2. The number of jobs added estimated to increase with b2, and that's the slope of x2. That should be it. Okay, next one. Now the interpretation of b0 will be at the moment that the worldwide revenue is 0, and the voluntarily turnover is going to be 0. So both of them has to be 0. And that should be, it should be this one. So B0 represents the estimate number of total jobs added when the total worldwide revenue is $0 and the voluntary turnover is 0%. So the last question is, obviously we are using both variables. We see the worldwide revenue and the voluntary turnover, number of hours, right? So we are using both of them, and the right choice should be B. We are using both revenue and the voluntary turnover to predict the number of full-time job added. That's it. Good.